And so he would spend time with his father, and I would spend a lot of time with with grandma. And she would tell me a lot about Scotland because she subscribed to a newspaper and a magazine called People's Friend, which was stories, short stories and history and things like that. And I got to know about the lore. And at one point, Grandma died. Grandpa came to live with us, and he brought this valise, which was a like a doctor's bag, full of old photographs. And we sorted them out, and he put all the real old ones together and pushed them over. He says, "These are for you, Tommy." And then the rest of the personal pictures of Bill and John were in two piles, one to go to John and one to my father. Well, I don't know what's happened to the John pictures. Maybe you have them somewhere. Maybe yours got thrown out. I don't know. Because remember, your family the John and Betty went to Florida. Maybe they didn't want to take that stuff with them. But we didn't move around much. And my mother's family were also very much into family history and that, and a lot of the funny stories and that. And so consequently, all of this is put together. The thing that inspired it was I was interested to see if Blake Street was for sale. Not that I wanted to buy it, you see. But lo and behold, it was. And one of the pictures that they were showing was the backyard, which showed the back of the garage with the ivy on it, which Grandma brought from Scotland in 1937. She went out to Ellison Castle and tore some down off what was left of the castle at that point. It was just, I guess, a couple walls or something. And she brought it back. And that got planted there, and lo and behold, it's still there. It's an interesting ivy because for some reason the leaves seem to last forever. They call it eternal because they seem to live on, and of course it grows new ones at the end. But I don't know why I never found any brown leaves or anything like that. So I don't know what it is. It's a mystery to me. But that was the inspiration for putting this all together. Because my mother's family, which goes back to 1635 in Boston, um, they always used to say, "There's nobody who remembers anymore." I remember my mother saying that to my father more than once because they both lived to 90 and outlived just about everybody else. So I hope you enjoy this little blather and the pictures and that, and maybe inspires some of you maybe to go to Scotland sometime. The villages of Kilbarchan and Howwood, Lochwinnock, and especially Lake Semple. And when you go to Kilbarchan, you go to the steeple and you see the water dragon, which is a fire engine that they built in 1773. And that's all sort of part of the story. Thanks very much for listening. Bye bye.